Hi guys, welcome back to Get Sassy. As you can see, the reveal. Well, this is the before. We know Lisa is gorgeous, but this is the before picture. And basically, we're starting here with a clean palette, and Sarah is going to be walking us through. It looks like she's getting basically ready, primed for some foundation, correct?
Yes.
Walk us through. What are you doing right now?
So right now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning her skin, and then I'm going to put moisturizer on because you always want to prep the skin before you put any makeup on or anything like that.
Okay. And why are you using a brush if you're cleansing? Like, is that...
So right now I'm just putting a brush on her just for sanitary reasons, just so I'm not, putting my hands all over her face.
Well, do you want to say something? Hi, Dermalogica people.
Yes, Dermalogica.
I miss my staff. I had a great time. I worked as a regional sales director. I did.
So the moisturizer I'm using,
2 years.
It's the Intensive Moisture Balance. The reason why I'm using that is because she was saying before that she has a little bit of irritation, rosacea, redness, especially since it's really cold out. You want to really hydrate and protect your skin. So that's what I'm using right now.
I think a lot of people, especially with rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, any of those skin diseases where it becomes irritated, or even cystic acne, I can't even talk today, using more of a cream-based cleanser that doesn't necessarily suds up with surfactant, it's going to be better.
Exactly.
For those of you at home, sometimes creamy cleansers do foam up. You can find them out there. In fact, Dermalogica does have one that does foam up a little bit, and it's very gentle. But this is also another technique. Just because it doesn't foam up doesn't mean it's not cleansing.
That's very true.
And I think a lot of you guys out there, you wonder why your skin's irritated. It's because you're taking a surfactant, which could be used in, like, Tide, believe it or not.
A detergent.
Lauryl sulfates and ammonium lauryl sulfate, not so bad. But if you look at Tide, I hate to say it, ladies, that's the same ingredient. It's a different extract, it's a different amount. But the closer you have a surfactant, meaning ammonium lauryl sulfate or Laurel and Laureth, it does have a different potency. So if it's top there on the list, it's like water's first. Obviously, the next one's going to be the surfactant. So you want to stay away from that, especially if you have irritated skin.
Yes, that's very true. I think a lot of people don't realize that going into, skincare and things like that. They'll look at something because it's less expensive, not quality. They don't realize the importance of, quality over quantity.
Well, I think back in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, the ivory skin, which my grandmother, she's in her 90s, and she's used nothing but ivory skin, and she has no wrinkles. I mean, barely any.
Wow.
And, she looks amazing. What is her secret? Ivory.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's
But
crazy.
they say when your kids have bad skin, they tell you ivory. Even what I have, a poison ivy one time, and I had that. That was horrible. Wow. And I had it on my butt. I went to summer camp and I peed in the bushes, and I got it. That's what you get for peeing in the bushes, because the bears can do it, but we can't. That's not fair.
Yes.
They ask, do bears shit in the woods? But they do.
So right
You guys are going to love my commercial for this one. Some poop or
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry.
So I'm just put
She's
skin
turning red now from the cosmetics. It's probably because I'm embarrassing her, saying something completely inappropriate.
No, she's hysterical. That's why.
Of course it is.
And she just keeps doing it.
So now, this is...
So what I'm doing right now is I just moisturized. Now I'm priming. So I did a skin primer, and this is an instant skin smoother. What it's going to do is it's just going to smooth out any fine lines or pores on your skin. It's also going to help reduce a little bit of the redness. And now I'm just putting an eye primer on.
Okay.
The reason why you want to put the eye primer on is it makes the eyeshadow last much longer, and it gives it more of a pigmented look.
What if you're going to do a little bit of a lightening around the eyes? It looks like she's got, some nice high brows, which is good.
Yes.
What would be good? Probably a highlighter, right, underneath the brow line?
Yes, definitely. You always want to highlight underneath the eyebrow because it completely lifts it. You also want to fill in the eyebrow, and you want to highlight on top as well, because that's what's going to define the eyebrow.
And especially around the eye, if you're dark here, if you lighten up the corner as well as above the brow line, is that true?
You're saying to help brighten out the eye?
Yeah, to give the eyes, instead, because a lot of, you get in your 40s, the next thing you know, these don't head south, but these do. And this here just gets darker. And
it's true.
Cannot use makeup remover, ladies. It doesn't take it off. They stay there forever.
It's also, if you highlight too, if you bring your highlight up into the temple, it also gives that illusion too with the darkness. Because
So you're saying like
No, 'cause
her,
I do
her
have
cheekbone?
dark-
yes,
Highlight,
if you
cheekbone?
highlight above the cheekbone and you bring
Okay.
it into the temple, it also will help with the darkness that's set in the center of your eye.
So ladies, we're talking about this area right here.
Right.
That is exactly where the highlight would go. Mm-hmm. Is you at home.
Yes. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to take a little bit of our color correction palette, and I'm going to take some of the green, and I'm just going to put that around the redness.
Can you
to help
show
diminish
us
the
to our
redness.
camera a little bit, because this is something that I tend to talk about a lot on some of my
The
other
color
shows.
correction.
The color correction, exactly. And I talk about the different tones that can bring redness down. Like green. Green is really good for redness. And yellow is good for darkness around the eyes. And purple, I think, also has to do with redness also to bring down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mineral makeup, mineral powders, all kinds of really quick fixes, you guys. Don't use a concealer stick and whack it underneath your eye, because that's not going to work out.
Yes.
Even with a mirror up close, you can always see it, and then it looks very dry, and you'll appear to have more lines. So you really don't want to do that.
Yes.
If they're putting this on, would you suggest that they use their middle, well, their last before their pinky, and
The ring
putting
finger?
it down towards the crease of their eye, so you're not pulling the skin.
So you're saying when you do color correction, you're saying
Yeah.
under the eye, you're saying
Yeah,
to
if
make
you're
it
doing it here,
exactly.
from using this finger right here and using it towards
Yes.
Chris' eye,
Because
you're not going to be pulling delicate skin.
Exactly, because the skin around your eye is the most
It's
delicate skin
delicate.
on your face. It's the first signs of aging, so you want to really, really take care of that part of your skin. You
Yeah.
want to hydrate always. You always want to put an eye cream on before you do any makeup or anything like that. Because like you were saying before, if you put anything under that area and you don't prep it or treat it the right way,
Yep.
you're going to see all those little lines and everything.
You're going to see it, so you
Yeah.
got to be very careful. And
Less is always more, especially
It's
around
true.
the eye area. Yep.
that is a very good point. Less is more.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, if you put a little bit on, you can always, add more.
Exactly.
Use more,
You
you got to take it all off and do it again.
Yes.
And that's not such a good thing. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of our show, but we have a second half, which will be on tomorrow. And we're going to continue with the makeover. We'll see what Lisa looks like tomorrow. We're not going to spoil all the goodies now, but Sarah is working away. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow night, same time. And stay sassy. We'll see you soon.